Hollywood movies have been feeding us the exact same comfortable, heroic lie for nearly a century. Whenever an aggressive alien armada arrives in our skies, humanity always finds a way to win in the final 5 minutes. A brave fighter pilot flies a jet directly into the alien beam weapon. A rogue scientist uploads a computer virus to the mothership using a 90s laptop. Or we simply discover that the multi-light-year space invaders are mysteriously allergic to plain tap water. But if an advanced extraterrestrial civilization actually travels across trillions of miles of deep space to invade Earth, real science tells us a brutally terrifying truth. Human civilization would not stand a chance in a fair fight. An alien species capable of interstellar flight wouldn't even need to send stormtroopers to land on our soil or engage in dogfights with our jet fighters. They could literally annihilate Earth's entire infrastructure from deep space orbit before we even realize we are at war. Welcome back to Cosmic Clueless. Today we are putting a tactical helmet on our favorite Stickman proxy, arming him with an assault rifle, and dropping him right into the middle of a full-scale alien planetary invasion to answer the ultimate question. What is the actual military physics of surviving an alien attack? And why are nuclear missiles completely useless? To understand how helpless we would be, our Stickman first decides to take the military approach from blockbusters like Independence Day. As giant, shadow-casting alien motherships enter low Earth orbit, our Stickman proxy straps on his military boots, pulls out a modern assault rifle, and marches outside to defend his front yard. He aims his rifle high into the sky, fires 3 burst rounds at a massive silver craft hovering 10 miles up, and yells, "Welcome to Earth, you slimy bug!" But the bullet doesn't even reach the ship. Air resistance slows the copper bullet down, and it falls uselessly back to Earth, bouncing right off our Stickman's own helmet. Realizing small arms are pointless, our Stickman decides to call in the big guns, the global nuclear arsenal. He presses the big red launch button, firing an intercontinental ballistic missile carrying a 10-megaton thermonuclear warhead directly at the alien armada in upper orbit. The missile roars through the clouds, heading straight for the central mothership. But here is where real orbital physics ruins Hollywood. In the vacuum of space, nuclear weapons behave completely differently than they do on Earth. On Earth, 90% of a nuclear bomb's destruction comes from the massive atmospheric shockwave, a wall of compressed air that flattens cities. But in space, there is no air. There is no atmosphere to create a blast wave. When our Stickman's nuke detonates in space near the alien ship, there is no sound, no mushroom cloud, and no shockwave. The explosion produces a blinding flash of heat and intense radiation. But an interstellar spaceship designed to survive cosmic radiation and micrometeorites would simply absorb the energy with electromagnetic force fields. Even worse, the alien ship doesn't even bother firing back with missiles. They activate a targeted orbital energy beam, a focused stream of antimatter or plasma. The high-tech beam passes through Earth's atmosphere, instantly vaporizing our Stickman's missile silo, turning his nuclear control room into a glowing pool of liquid glass, and singeing our Stickman into a crisp, floating Stickman skeleton before he can even blink. Classic nuclear defense fail. So if nuclear weapons and jet fighters are useless, how would a real alien invasion actually play out? Let us look at the horrific military tactics an interstellar fleet would use to wipe us out without ever losing a single soldier. Why would an advanced alien species bother landing soldiers on Earth when orbital physics gives them the ultimate high ground? The most efficient, low-cost weapon an invading fleet could use against Earth isn't even a laser beam or an antimatter bomb. It is simple gravity and tungsten rods, a concept known in military physics as kinetic bombardment. Imagine the alien fleet redirecting a few medium-sized iron asteroids from our solar system's asteroid belt, or dropping simple 10-ton tungsten telephone poles from orbit. As these heavy metallic rods fall into Earth's gravity well, they accelerate to hypersonic speeds of Mach 10, Mach 20, or even Mach 30. When a 10-ton rod hits the ground at Mach 20, it doesn't need explosives. The sheer kinetic energy of the impact equals a massive tactical nuclear blast, but with zero radioactive fallout. By dropping just a few dozen of these kinetic spears from deep orbit, an alien fleet could systematically vaporize every major power grid, military base, communications tower, and financial center on planet Earth in less than 20 minutes, sitting completely out of reach of any human weapon. Next comes the orbital blockade and environmental warfare. Instead of fighting us on the ground, the invaders could simply wipe out our satellites, blinding our GPS, internet, and early warning radar networks. Then they could seed our upper atmosphere with reflective dust, blocking out sunlight and dropping global temperatures into an artificial ice age, destroying global agriculture in a single season. Humanity wouldn't be defeated in an epic military battle. We would simply starve and freeze in pitch-black darkness, while fighting each other for the last cans of soup. Naturally, our Stickman proxy decides he is way too smart to stay on the surface during an orbital kinetic bombardment. He grabs a survival flashlight, a box of protein bars, and runs deep underground into a ultra-fortified, lead-lined military bunker built 300 feet beneath a solid granite mountain. He slams the thick 5-ton steel door shut, turns the heavy locking wheel, and takes a deep breath of relief. Ha! Good luck hitting me down here, space bugs. I am completely invincible inside my subterranean fortress, he shouts, sitting down on his survival cot. But our Stickman completely underestimates alien sensor technology. The alien motherships scan the mountain using high-resolution thermal imaging and gravimetric sensors, pinpointing our Stickman's exact underground coordinates in seconds. Instead of wasting kinetic rods, the alien ship fires a superheated plasma drill beam directly into the peak of the mountain. The plasma beam cuts through 300 feet of solid granite like a hot knife through butter. Our Stickman looks up just in time to see the ceiling of his bunker melt into glowing white liquid rock. A giant wave of superheated alien plasma pours directly through the hole, completely flooding the bunker. Our Stickman's pants instantly catch fire, his protein bars turn to ash, and he gets flushed down his own emergency ventilation shaft, like a screaming Stickman fireball. Classic underground bunker fail. But what if you somehow survive the orbital bombardment and the plasma beams? Is there any realistic strategy for an average human being to survive an alien planetary takeover? If military bases are vaporized by kinetic rods from orbit and underground bunkers are melted into glowing lava by plasma drills, what chance does a regular person have of surviving? The secret to survival during a high-tech planetary invasion isn't fighting back with assault rifles or hiding in obvious concrete fortresses. The key is total electronic silence and low-tech invisibility, a strategy survival experts call off-grid camouflage. Advanced extraterrestrial sensors look for electronic signatures, thermal hotspots, radio transmissions, and large concentrations of metal. If you are broadcasting Wi-Fi signals, driving an electric car, or running a gas generator, you are essentially painting a giant glowing target on your back for orbital targeting computers. To survive, human resistance would have to regress back to pre-industrial methods. No smartphones, no digital radios, no engines, and no electronic gadgets. Communication would have to rely on physical messengers, written paper notes, and optical signal mirrors. By blending into natural forest canopies, living in non-metallic structures, and cooking with smokeless fires, human survivors could become completely invisible to orbital scans. But why would an advanced interstellar civilization bother invading Earth in the first place? Sci-fi movies often claim aliens want our water, gold, or fossil fuels. But this is complete scientific nonsense. Liquid water and heavy metals like gold, platinum, and iron are vastly more abundant on uninhabited moons, comets, and asteroids throughout our solar system. Harvesting resources from Europa, Saturn's rings, or the asteroid belt is millions of times easier than fighting a billion armed humans at the bottom of a heavy gravity well. The only truly unique resource planet Earth possesses is our complex biological ecosystem and organic life. If aliens come to Earth, they aren't coming for our ocean water. They are coming for our biosphere, or simply to clear out a potential future rival before we develop interstellar technology. Naturally, our Stickman proxy decides to test his ultimate low-tech survival strategy. He strips down, paints himself with mud, wraps himself in tree leaves and throws away his smartphone to become completely invisible to alien thermal scanners. He crawls through the tall grass, whispering to himself, "I am a leaf in the wind. I am one with nature. No alien sensor can detect me now." But right as he crawls under an alien scout ship hovering above the trees, his tummy makes a ridiculously loud, echoing rumble because he hasn't eaten all day. The scout ship's audio sensors pick up the digestive vibration instantly. A glowing tractor beam shoots down from the craft, sucking our leafy stickman straight up into the air. An alien biodisintegrator beam blasts him on the spot, evaporating all his leaves and blasting him back down to Earth in his underwear, completely hairless and covered in purple alien goo. Classic bio-stealth fail. While an alien invasion sounds like a nightmare straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, the immense physical distances between star systems and the unfathomable energy required for interstellar flight mean that aggressive alien fleets are, thankfully, very unlikely to show up in our skies anytime soon. But if a giant silver fleet ever does appear in low Earth orbit tomorrow, remember, turn off your Wi-Fi, throw away your phone, stay out of underground bunkers, and whatever you do, don't try to shoot at a spaceship with an assault rifle. What would be your ultimate survival plan if an alien armada invaded Earth tomorrow? Would you head for the mountains or try to negotiate with the space bugs? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this realistic military physics breakdown, kinetic rods, and leafy stickman fails, smash that like button, subscribe to Cosmic Clueless, and hit that notification bell. Stay silent, avoid plasma beams, and we will see you in the next episode.